Hi there. Yes, that's right. I came from the sky. Okay, so my name's John. Welcome, welcome. All right, today I'm going to talk about over and above. They're kind of words that kind of sounds, they kind of have similar meanings, but there's a subtle difference, and so that's what I'm going to talk about today. All right, so over, just to sort of get the general idea, we usually use over. We can sort of think about over like this. Not above. To talk about ages, when we're talking about like someone's age, 13, 14, 15. Speeds, like, for example, well, here in Canada, we use, I live in Canada, if you didn't know. We use the metric system, which means we talk about like kilometers and things like meters, but for speeds, anyway, we would talk about this, the speed of a car going sort of 60 kilometers an hour. As opposed to, for example, in the United States, they talk about miles per hour. And basically, over means more than. So one example here, you have to be over 18 to see this film. So in this, so how old do you have to be actually? So what do you think? 17, 18? Yeah, that's right. 18 or 19, anything above, over, not above, over 18. So for example, if you're 17 years old, you can't see the film. So I don't know in your country, but here in Canada, if you go to a film, there are certain age restrictions. So if a movie has a lot of maybe violence or sexual content, like nudity, so they show breasts, female breasts, usually the male breasts, it doesn't matter, or anything below, like penis or vagina, anything below the waist, basically, if they're not covered, then that's usually restricted. So people have to be over the age of 18. So children can't go. All right, so that's kind of the basic idea for 18. Now I'm gonna do a little dialogue. We're gonna just do a little dialogue just to see this sentence. Imagine that this is the beginning of a conversation. Okay, so here's the dialogue. So just for clarification, when we say sort of a person who's going to a film, they have to be 18 or over. If they are 18 years old, they can go to the film. So it's 18, 19, 20, etc. Okay, so here's the beginning of this dialogue here, and I'll just sort of read it through. You can read it along with me if you want. You have to be 18 or over to see this film. I am. But you look pretty young. I'm just short for my age. Well, can I see some ID? Identification, please? Something with your age. I forgot it at home. Well, when were you born? September 7th, 1994. That's 17. I mean 1993. Okay, so obviously the person was a fool. He thought of the wrong date. So that would make him 17 years old, meaning he couldn't go to the film. Okay, so here's an example of over. In another way, we can also use over, for example, to talk about, as I said before, about speed. So if the police, they stop your car because you were going too fast, the police officer might say, you are going over 110 miles per hour or kilometers an hour, if they're in Canada. So that's another example of over. Or you could say, there were, 200,000 people, there were over 200,000 people at this festival in this, I don't know what festival, rock festival, Lollapalooza. I'm probably dating myself here, but that was just a rock festival years ago. So there's another couple examples. What you could do is you can, in the same way, you can create your own dialogue using those two examples. And that'll be a great way for you to sort of really think about the language and let it come alive for you, like you're having a conversation. Although you're kind of having a conversation with yourself. But that's okay. I have conversations with myself all the time. It's okay. So yeah, do that, and you can leave that, do those dialogues, and then sort of let me know, how your dialogue was. And you can let me know by going to www.ingvid.com for this video and many more videos just like this. So I'll see you there. Okay, www.ingvid.com.